All right, so today we're going to be starting off the set of community videos for October. I want to get these out before the title update that releases this upcoming Thursday, so expect a part 2 before then. If you're new here, a community video is where I ask you guys to send me questions or statements, and I answer them or respond to them right here in a video. These are still my favorite videos to make, and I'm glad that you guys still come back and watch them and send stuff in. I really do appreciate it. As always, if you do watch these videos somewhat regularly, I'd really appreciate it if you sub to the channel, as it really helps me out. Now let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Alright, so let's start off by answering something I saw a whole lot while reading through the questions. It's about crossplay and cross-gen, or the lack thereof, and how a lot of you guys are disappointed that we're not seeing crossplay or cross-gen, or at the very least the ability to move our stuff between accounts if we do plan on playing on a new home system, whether that be moving from PC to console, console to PC, or from PS4 to Xbox Series X. And trust me, I really want that stuff too. When Ubi announced that they were going to be pushing this game into next gen, I said that I plan on playing For Honor over there, as long as they can fix some of the other issues that console faces, on top of the 60 FPS and graphical improvements. And in the comment section, someone pointed out that they'd love to do the same thing that I plan on doing, but they don't want to lose all the stuff that they've earned. And I'm sort of in the same boat, because after playing the game for, almost 4 years now, I've bought a lot of stuff in this game. I've bought all the characters and season passes with actual money. I've only bought one battle pass, and I've bought the game 3 different times, one for each platform. So of course I want to be able to have all of my accounts connected through my Uplay or something like that, because trust me, I don't want to have to start all over without all the finishers I've bought, all the effects, the emotes, the outfits, and all the reps. Hell, on console, I don't even own all the heroes because I didn't want to buy the season passes multiple times. And I'm sure that so many of you are in the exact same boat I'm in, and it's pretty easy to feel disappointed because as we head into this next console generation, we see other games doing crossplay and cross-gen like Call of Duty and Mortal Kombat 11. Now, I'm sure that it is something that Ubi wants to do. Remember a little while back when I told you guys that Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, said about crossplay. It is something that Ubi wants to do with all their multiplayer focused games, so I'm sure that something like Rainbow Six Siege will support it sometime in the future. And if For Honor is something that Ubi plans on supporting for a long time, I'm sure that, we'd see it in For Honor too. It just looks like now is not the time. Next up, our most liked comment this time around. It's a pretty long one from Taste My Meme. They say, I still feel like the game deals steel currency poorly. The game modes give you around 20 to 100 steel, and orders can help with steel, but some orders are not doable since they require you to play dead game modes. And some of the orders require you to play 12 whole matches as specific heroes only for a lackluster amount of steel. That's taking into consideration the steel you earn from completing the matches. For how much everything costs in the store, such as a simple emote costing 7,000 steel, which is like a week's worth of playing, there simply isn't enough steel being rewarded. My playtime doesn't feel all too respected by the game itself. I make this point because I recently moved from console to PC, hey, we just talked about that, and realized how long it takes to earn a simple emote. Base characters are 8,000 steel when they used to be 500. That doesn't bug me as much since I'm an experienced player who knows what they like playing. This is a problem that would overwhelm new players to the game when they realize how hard it is to grind that much steel from nothing, and not knowing which hero will be for them. While it is true that you can take heroes into training, the best way to tell if you like a hero is testing them further in PvP, and at that point it's a gamble. Does the For Honor community believe that there should be more steel in rotation? Honestly, if you ask any player that plays For Honor the question of whether or not we should be rewarded more steel for our activities, I'm pretty sure each and every one of them is going to say yes. If you're trying to buy new finishers or something, you can't just grind out that much steel in one day. It's going to take you some time if you want to earn 7,000 steel. I've been asking for performance-based steel incentives or character-specific legacy challenges for years now to make it feel like you're earning more steel and constantly working towards something while playing the game. I think that would really, solve the issue of you feeling like your time isn't being respected. Buying heroes doesn't bug me too much. In my case, it bothers me because I've already bought them. But if I was just starting out, the prices of the heroes wouldn't bug me too much. I think at the end of the day, we all know why steel is distributed this way. Steel packs. Business is business, and to support a game for this long, you've got to make money. If we were receiving steel to the point where we wouldn't even consider busting out our wallets to drop down on steel, then we probably wouldn't even be here in year 4 unless UB found out another way to monetize the game. Like I said before, premium outfits or something like that. It's not like we have another premium currency in this game or anything like that. Steel is all we've got. And if we could easily grind out for everything we wanted in a day or so, earning 1 item per day, plenty of people wouldn't even buy steel anymore. I'm sure that when new finishers came out for each hero, back then when we received unique finishers for every hero, that people were shelling out steel, especially if they played a few heroes. And I don't think UB would want to get in the way of that by making it easy enough for us to save up so much steel that buying a pack wouldn't even be worth it. I do think they'd be able to raise the rates a little bit though and not cause too many issues, or even, rework the orders so that we can do more of them in one play session. Next up, Frick Cutie says, I really hope this means it will continue to support the game for many years to come. It's had its ups and downs for sure, but I would really love for it to remain in UB's sight for a while longer, at least until every faction is balanced number-wise. Yeah, there were a lot of comments like this one this time around as well. So I don't think that this year will be the last year in For Honor, or at least I hope it isn't. I think there's still some juice left in the tank, and I would also like to see the game go on for a while. As I said sometime recently, probably a week or 2 ago, I really don't want to see the Siege-like promise of 10 years of support or 100 heroes or anything like that, because I feel like that's just way too long for a game. But I can see a very, very popular game like Siege going on for 10 years, but a game like For Honor, something a little more niche to me, just doesn't seem like a 10-year sort of game, especially with its current reputation. I want to see For Honor go on for a long time too, but with new titles under its belt, I know you guys give me stuff for saying that, but my stance won't change. I really do think that the idea of For Honor is something a lot of people really like, but for a variety of reasons, this game is just something that they may not want to play or want to continue playing. Whenever I see a huge streamer playing this game on a whim or trying it out on Twitch or something, I always see people in the chat talking about how the game looks really interesting and how they can play, or that the game is really interesting and that they had to put it down for whatever reason. I'm sure that the game being available to play on next gen as an upgraded version will bring some people back, but I think a brand new game would be the best way to go, at least over updating this game for years on years. Next up, Rookie says, I started playing this game during Season 7 and have consistently played it for 2 years. But in the last 2 weeks, I've completely lost interest and haven't touched the game at all. I've had Burnout before, and I've usually been able to keep playing after a few days. The only time I've really felt excited playing this game this year was when the Metal Trials first started. I love the Metal Trials too. Do you think this pandemic is the main reason for this game feeling boring as of late, or is the game just starting to feel really stale with the lack of game mode variety and new maps? Different people get burnt out for plenty of different reasons. I think I've played a grand total of like 8 or 9 matches of For Honor over the past 3 weeks or so, because I also haven't had interest in playing the game. I think the game is in its best state, but I've also been having the least amount of fun with it than I ever have before. The pandemic certainly has something to do with it in a sense, because it's obviously affected what we've been receiving in plenty of games, not just For Honor. Things were pushed back. We haven't gotten the really exciting stuff like unique finishers in a while, just stuff like that. Now, that's not to say that nothing has been happening, because to UB's credit, they have been releasing things even with these new work conditions. And this is something that we need to look at, not just with For Honor, but just about anything right now. However, that doesn't really change the fact that we've sort of become conditioned to always want something new, to always be looking forward to the next thing, as that's just how gaming has been recently, other than a few standout hits, of course, that stand on their own after release. But games like For Honor, you know, multiplayer games that need to be injected with new stuff on a regular basis and need to keep players up to date and looking forward to something, they can start to feel bland after some time without something happening to spice up the core gameplay, even if something huge went down, you know, a month ago, like the CCU. I know it can sound sort of entitled, but that's just the way I see it. We've seen it happen with so many games in the past, and For Honor is no different. Now, we do have an event going down next week, which is pretty cool. I'm assuming it's Halloween related, but what I'm really looking forward to is that title update. Those are usually pretty large updates, and you guys all know I love changes to the game, you know, the fighting part, and updates that make the game feel different, so I'm really looking forward to that. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. As I said at the start, I do plan on releasing part 2, so be on the lookout for that within the next few days. As I said, we're just a few days from something coming to For Honor, and as I said, I'm hoping it's something that we'll really enjoy, especially the title update, as it feels like it's been a while, even though it really hasn't. As always, I do want to hear from you guys, so feel free to talk to me down in the comments about anything we talked about in this video. And as always, if you liked the video, feel free to leave a like and sub if you're new, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.